Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive.
I'm excited to be here.
Me too. So for this one, we're diving into a real holiday classic, A Christmas Story.
Yeah, this movie is it's so nostalgic,
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's heartwarming.
I think what makes this film so special is that it really captures that childhood wonder
Right.
and that anticipation of Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the film does such a great job of balancing humor with some genuinely heartwarming moments.
Oh yeah, for sure. And speaking of humor, we have to talk about Ralphie's obsession with the Red Ryder BB gun.
Of course, you'll shoot your eye out, right?
Such a classic line. I mean,
It's iconic.
it really is. And it's funny how, even as adults, we can relate to that, intense desire for something, even if it's not a BB gun.
Yeah, totally. It's like that childhood desire is so universal, that
Yeah.
wanting something so bad you can't think of anything else.
Yeah. And I think the film really captures that, single-mindedness that kids have. Like, the whole world revolves around getting that one thing.
Exactly. And they'll go to any lengths to get it.
Oh, yeah. Like Ralphie slipping ads into magazines or writing that over-the-top theme for his teacher.
He was determined.
Oh, yeah. He was on a mission. But you know what else I love about this movie? The family dynamics.
Oh, yeah. They're fantastic.
The old man battling the furnace,
Yeah.
the mother trying to keep everything together, and Ralphie scheming his way through the holidays.
It's all so relatable. Even if our families weren't exactly like the Parkers, there's something about those characters that feels so familiar.
Totally. They feel like real people,
Yeah.
like people we all know.
Right. And they're flawed and funny and lovable in their own way.
And I think that's what makes them so endearing.
Definitely. But we can't talk about A Christmas Story without mentioning some of those iconic scenes.
Oh my gosh, yes. The leg lamp,
Oh, of course.
Flick's tongue stuck to the flagpole, the Bumpus hounds stealing the Christmas turkey.
I mean, they're just pure comedic gold.
You really are.
Yeah.
And they've become so ingrained in pop culture.
Absolutely. You can't even mention the movie without people picturing the leg lamp.
It's true. And the tongue on the flagpole scene, it's just like a perfect blend of childhood daring and those inevitable winter consequences.
Oh, for sure. We've all been there. Maybe not with the frozen flagpole, but we've all done something a little ill-advised in the name of fun.
Exactly. And then there are the Bumpus hounds, just like this chaotic force of nature wreaking havoc on the holidays.
Oh, yeah. They're hilarious. They just barge in and disrupt everything.
It's a good reminder that even the best laid plans can go hilariously wrong.
Especially during the holidays. But, amidst all the laughter and the chaos, A Christmas Story also touches on some deeper themes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like the power of childhood imagination.
Right. And the challenges of dealing with bullies like Scut Farkas.
And of course, that pure, unadulterated anticipation of Christmas morning.
It really captures the whole spectrum of childhood emotions.
And we can't forget the narrator, adult Ralphie, looking back on these events with such a mix of humor and nostalgia.
Oh, yeah. The narration is so key to the film's success. It creates that sense of intimacy. Like we're right there with Ralphie reliving those memories.
Right. It's like he's inviting us to see the world through his younger self's eyes.
Exactly. And that nostalgic tone infused with humor and a touch of melancholy, I think that's what makes the story so poignant.
It's like a perfect blend of humor and heart.
Absolutely. But it's also important to remember that the film is set in a specific time and place, the 1940s.
Right. And while we can appreciate it for its comedic brilliance and nostalgic charm,
Yeah.
we should also acknowledge that there are some elements that reflect the limitations of its time.
Like the depiction of bullying and some of the gender roles.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good reminder that even our most cherished stories can be viewed through a critical lens.
Oh, absolutely. And I think recognizing those complexities can actually deepen our understanding and appreciation of the film.
Right. It allows us to engage with the art more critically.
Totally. So yeah, A Christmas Story, it's funny, it's heartwarming, it's thought-provoking, it's a film that has something for everyone.
It really does.
Yeah.
And there's still so much more to unpack, so stay tuned because after a short break, we're going to delve even deeper into this holiday classic.
We'll be right back. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the story and the themes in A Christmas Story, but I think it's time we talk about the people who brought this classic to life.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like the actors and the director who really made this film so special.
Right. So let's start with the heart and soul of the movie, Peter Billingsley as Ralphie Parker. I mean, he is Ralphie.
He really is like that mix of childhood wonder and mischievousness.
And determination.
He just nails it.
Yeah, his performance is so authentic. You totally believe he's a real kid going through all these experiences.
And his facial expressions are priceless.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like when he's daydreaming about being a cowboy or when he gets that soap in his mouth.
Oh my gosh. The soap poisoning
It's
scene.
classic.
It's so funny. And Billingsley just sells it with like such gusto.
Right. It's like he's fully immersed in those fantasies.
Yeah. And it makes the humor even funnier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, it's not just Billingsley. The entire cast is fantastic.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like Darren McGavin as the old man and Melinda Dillon as the mother.
They're perfect.
They have such great chemistry together.
Yeah. You really believe they're a real family dealing with all the ups and downs of life?
And they're both hilarious in their own way.
Oh, yeah. The old man's obsession with the leg lamp and the mother's, quiet exasperation.
It's just so well done.
And then you have the rest of the supporting cast, like Flick and Schwartz, and of course the terrifying Scott Farkus.
Oh, yeah, Scott Farkus.
Yeah.
The bully every kid is afraid of.
Exactly. But even those smaller roles are so memorable, like they each add something unique to the story.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
they all stepped right out of the pages of Gene Shepard's book.
Speaking of Gene Shepard.
Oh, yeah. He's the narrator.
Right. Did you know that?
I did. I think it adds such a cool layer to the film.
Oh, for sure. His voice is perfect for it.
Mm.
It has that warm, nostalgic tone.
Yeah. And it's kind of meta, too, because the film is based on his stories.
Exactly. So it's like he's telling us his own childhood memories.
I love that. But we also have to give credit to the director, Bob Clark.
Oh, absolutely. He's the one who brought all these elements together.
Yeah. He really understood how to capture the magic of childhood.
Right. And he uses visual storytelling so effectively.
Like those slow motion shots of Ralphie's daydreams.
Yes. And the way he uses lighting to create atmosphere, like with the leg lamp.
It's funny you mentioned the leg lamp because
Mhm.
I read somewhere that they had a hard time finding the right one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently they went through several prototypes before they found one that looked leggy enough.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But it shows how dedicated they were to getting the details right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess the big question is, what do you think makes A Christmas Story so enduringly popular?
That's a good question. I think part of it is the nostalgia factor, It takes us back to a simpler time.
Yeah, like a time of family traditions and holiday excitement.
And I think it also captures those universal experiences of childhood that we can all relate to.
Like the awkwardness of visiting Santa or the disappointment of getting a gift you didn't really want.
Exactly. But then there's also the humor, It's just a genuinely funny movie.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the characters are so lovable and relatable.
Yeah, even the flawed ones, like the old man.
Right. And I think ultimately it leaves you feeling good. It's a heartwarming story about family and the holidays.
Definitely. And I think that's why people keep coming back to it year after year.
It's a classic for a reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So before we move on to our final thoughts, I want to hear from you guys. What makes A Christmas Story so special for you? Share your memories and favorite moments in the comments below.
All right, so we've talked about the story, the characters, the actors, the director. I mean, we've really gone deep into A Christmas Story.
We have. Yeah, it's been fun.
It has. And you know what's amazing to me is how this film, which is set in the 1940s, still feels so relevant today.
It really does. Like those themes of family and childhood and the magic of the holidays, they're timeless.
They are. And I think that's why this movie continues to resonate with audiences year after year.
It's like a warm hug, you know? It makes you feel good.
It does. And it reminds us of those simple joys of childhood, like getting a special gift or spending time with loved ones.
Right. And even though our lives might be more complicated now as adults, there's something about A Christmas Story that brings us back to that sense of wonder and innocence.
Yeah, it's like we can escape for a little while and just relive those happy memories.
Exactly. And I think that's really powerful.
But you know what else I appreciate about this movie? It doesn't shy away from the fact that life isn't always perfect.
True. Like, think about Ralphie's disappointment when he decodes the little orphan Annie's secret message.
Oh, yeah. He was crushed.
Or when he lashes out at Scott Farkus.
It's like a reminder that even in the midst of the holiday season, there will be challenges and disappointments.
Right. But the film also shows us how to deal with those things.
Yeah, like how to find humor in the chaos and to bounce back from setbacks.
And to appreciate the good times even more because of the bad times.
It's like a life lesson wrapped up in a hilarious Christmas movie.
Exactly. And I think that's part of what makes it so special.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into A Christmas Story, what is one thing you hope our listeners take away from it?
I hope they remember to hold on to that childlike sense of wonder, that ability to see the magic in everyday things.
I love that. And I hope they appreciate the importance of family and tradition.
Me too. Because at the end of the day, those are the things that really matter.
Well said. So on that note, I want to thank you for joining me on this deep dive into A Christmas Story.
It was my pleasure.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the movie. So be sure to leave a comment below and tell us what you think.
And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite films.
Until next time, happy holidays and happy viewing.